You think I'll let you zone?
Baka.
Hey guys, let's go with something a little classic here. I can't believe I'm saying this, but let's relive the 90s with a familiar Bandicoot called Crash. The Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is a 2017 platformer developed by Vicarious Visions and published by Activision, who Microsoft currently owns. The bundle includes remasters of the first three games, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, and Crash Bandicoot Warped. The games were originally developed by Naughty Dog for the PlayStation, originally released for the PlayStation 4 as a timed exclusive on June 30th, 2017. It was later ported to the Nintendo Switch, Windows, and Xbox One on June 29th, 2018. The Insane Trilogy uses Vicarious Visions' Alchemy game engine. Vicarious Visions also made the term Remaster Plus to describe the collection. Because it wasn't fully remade from the ground up, it rather used Naughty Dog's original level geometry to rebuild the gameplay from scratch. They added their own art, animation, and audio to it. Almost none of the source code from the original games were available to the Vicarious Visions team, as the engines were specifically written for the original PlayStation and Vicarious Visions could not find a way to use it on more powerful hardware. Sony and Naughty Dog were able to provide various polygon meshes from the original, although many important elements from these were missing, and Vicarious Visions found that they were compressed in some wacky format that they had to decode. Let's see if Crash Bandicoot Cortex Strikes Back got better with the quality of life updates, or should we just be rolling back to the PS1 to play this classic like how it was intended to be? Let's find out. The story for Cortex Strikes Back picks up right after Cortex's defeat from the first game, but this time after falling from the blimp and into a cave, he comes up with a plan to use the purple crystals. A year later, Cortex and Dr. Engine have rebuilt and upgraded crystal-powered Cortex Vortex in space. Engine says that they need 25 more crystals to reach the Vortex's maximum capacity, and they do not have any more operatives left on Earth that would help. Cortex then devises a plan to use Crash into getting the crystals for him instead. Crash's sister Coco has him get a new battery for her laptop as it's about to die. He gets kidnapped instead by Cortex. Waking up in an ancient warp room that has access to several places all over the world, Crash meets Cortex via his big-ass towhead hologram. Cortex tells Crash that he discovered that the upcoming alignment of the planets will create a solar flux capable of catastrophic proportions, and pleads with Crash to retrieve all of the power crystals in each of the room's doors to help Cortex harness the crystal's energy and disperse it. Dr. Nitrous Rio also appears in hologram form and tells Crash gems are scattered across the world as well. They serve as an alternative form of energy that Rio is planning to use against Cortex and destroy him with it. Rio also warns Crash that he will use his forces to stop him from collecting more crystals for Cortex. Crash battles Ripperoo, the Komodo brothers, and Tiny Tiger. Cortex tells Crash to bring the crystals he collected to Engine, but when Crash destroys Engine's mecha suit, Cortex gets furious with them not following directions. After gathering all 25 crystals, Coco manages to get a hold of Crash and reveal Cortex's ultimate plan. With the energy harnessed from the planetary alignment, the gigantic Cortex Vortex built on his station will brainwash everyone on Earth, so don't give him any of the crystals. Crash reaches Cortex in outer space and defeats him once again before the crystals can be used, leaving him drifting through outer space. Once Crash collects all 42 gems, Dr. Rio uses all the gathered gems to power a laser beam machine that he created. With Crash's help, the laser beam breaks the Cortex Vortex apart, with one of the pieces falling back to Earth. The gameplay of most early mainline Crash Bandicoot games is to get to the end of the level and smash every box for a collectible, and in Crash 2's case is to collect the purple crystal as the main objective, then the gems as a secondary. But it also unlocks a true ending if you do. The regular gems are for breaking every box in the level. Sounds easy, right? Well, kinda, as Crash 2 has backtracking and hidden entrances to other levels if you can't figure out where that lost palette of boxes was to get to the clear gem. And speaking on alternate paths, Crash 2 introduces no death routes, meaning you have to get to the platform that has a skull and crossbones without dying and use it, or it won't appear. Dying in a no death route or a bonus level don't count, so you're safe from having to restart the whole entire level again if you do. About the color gems, this time, like the last game, have unique puzzles you'll have to solve. Like to get the blue gem, you'll have to complete Turtle Woods without breaking a single box, or to get the purple gem, you'll have to jump through a fake wall. There are also a bunch of secrets to find and 100% the game. Let's talk about Crash himself, as he picked up a few new moves since the last game where he could only run, jump, jump, and spin. This time around he can also slide, high jump, sliding high jump, crawl, and body slam, plus the jump technique, spinning slide jump. You also have the other collectibles like Wampa Fruit, where Crash collects 100, he gains an extra life, and Aku Aku Mask, which allow Crash to take a hit that doesn't outright kill him like drowning or falling from a great height. And collecting 3 will allow Aku Aku to be worn and speed him up for a limited time. Something new they added to the remakes is that you can now play as Coco in most of Crash 1 and Crash 2. The way to get around the time travel bit is that she's using the time twister to go back in time to help Crash. She can't do any riding levels or fight bosses meant for Crash though. Coco has the same moveset as Crash, so she isn't that horrible version from Wrath of Cortex. She even comes with her own death animations. For beating the game, Crash gains one ability, that is the Crash Dash from Warp, to where it allows Crash to run and is mostly for time trials that are new to the trilogy, which was only in Warp before. You reach for the best time from Sapphire to Gold to Platinum. These don't offer anything other than bragging rights in Crash 2 though. Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back is a great way to play the original game if you don't have access to a PS1, PS2, or PS3 with the disc, which can run you around $25 to $40 depending on if it's a black label or greatest hits version. Fun fact, Crash Bandicoot 2 only had analog control with the greatest hits release, but this version gets to the core of the gameplay right most of the time, as there are unique bugs to the remake and the infamous pill feat. But if you don't mind that, then you'll have a fun time playing one of the best platformers of the 90s on a semi-recent hardware platform, as it doesn't take much to run on PC and goes on sale quite a bit. Also, the story is a bit simplistic, so you don't have to have a lore book to keep track of everything. I give Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back in the Insane Trilogy a 9 out of 10. That should do it for this video. Stay tuned for more platforming fun in the next one, but with that, stay gold and I'll see you guys next time.